He was a virgin, never even kissed a girl. And then he met Anissa, who took his virginity, everything else.
You don't really know what somebody's about until they've been kind of beaten down.
And I hate being alive! I hate being alive! Help me, help me, help me! I'm in so much pain!
I've just met people who milked it like 3 times.
Houston!
The small things, they add up. The people that you associate with can either be the greatest blessing or it can be a completely dangerous curse that fucks you up forever. I wish that I had patched things up with Charles sooner. I was not the best friend. There's more feminine aspects to your personality than you probably want to have. Don't open your mouth long enough for them to find out that you're, something's wrong with you. Ah, man. I'm wet right now. Now, do we need to do contrast boosting to make me look younger? That's the other thing. I gotta start looking younger and sexier. We have to reverse the twink death here. There we go. The takeaway for me is like your duty, what you owe, what you have to do. That's manhood. Happiness is literally for women and children. If you are happy as a man, there's something wrong, and that something wrong is like you don't realize how serious it is, what the stakes are. You should be burdened at all times. You should feel a heavy burden on your shoulders at all times. And if you don't, you're either a boy transitioning to manhood or you're some freak show that thinks that life is just like pleasure time for you.
Dude, and my dad is dead, and my mom is dead.
I don't care about.
Let's get one without this guy.
You ever meet anybody who makes a big deal about their mom or dad being dead?
Yeah.
Doesn't that strike you as a little bit much?
Woe is me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to call the dead dad. The best one I've ever seen is Jess's friend calls it the dead dad club.
Mm-hmm.
She said it like kind of comically, and she looked like she was well adjusted about having a kind of a sad thing where her dad died young.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that it's sad, but she did this thing called the dead dad club, and it was like when I first met Jess, I was like, wow, that's really like funny and kind of like good sense of humor about tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
And never brought it up, didn't ever like live in it or anything. A tattoo, memoriam, you're good. But people who live in it,
well, it's when like our age,
yeah.
When our parents die, I'm not going to come in and you'll ask me what's wrong, and I go,
hey, Sam, you all right?
My dad's dead.
Oh,
I'm not gonna do anything like that. No, man.
Yeah,
people who like I don't know. There's just something. I've just met people who milked it like 3 times.
Yeah,
not all in the week that it happened.
Oh, you mean 3 times?
Like you'll talk
Forever?
to them. Yeah. And I know, listen, it's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. Okay.
Yeah.
But when you meet people who like milk it,
yes,
2 years after,
10.
Come on.
Well, dude, after my dad died, I didn't even know what the hell I believed in.
Come on, man.
The worst one would be stand-up comedians putting it into their act.
Oof.
Yeah, I've probably heard that before.
Grief dumping.
Yeah, my dad. Oh yeah. I told my parents that. Oh wait, they're dead.
Oh.
I know it's a terrible thing. If it happens in your 20s and you like feel like you have no guidance, that's terrible. That's a terrible thing.
I know what you're saying.
When we meet 30-year-olds who they bring it up.
Yeah.
This is the 3rd year that I've known you as a person. I just heard you just dropped that fact again.
Yeah. It's like a part of their identity.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm a woodworker. I have a dead dad. I like jogging. Yeah.
If you have enough time to think about, where's everyone? Where's my friend? There's more feminine aspects to your personality than you probably want to have. And the socialization bit is one of them. Needing to socialize, needing to have a bunch of friends and all that. You need to spend a lot of time like cultivating or satisfying or really exploring in depth, like becoming the master of friends. That's not something that's going to help you when there's blood and explosions and guts everywhere. You're probably going to need to have some rocks like this right here, ready to explode.
Sometimes you have to be a vagabond, and you'll know when your time comes where it's like, all right, this is where I have to settle.
There's a lot of times in my life where if I had gotten what I was looking for, I would have ended up fried. The stuff that remains after you've been beaten down, like what you're able to scrape together. If I had the wisdom, it would have been what I was going for all along. You don't really know what somebody's about until they've been kind of beaten down many times and then are remaining standing, I guess. I hated how like low we got. People writing in, oh, we're on the wrong timeline, we got to patch things up. Like I responded negatively to those comments because I felt the sting of that more strongly than anybody except, you know, maybe Charles. Like the two of us were both, it's just like the situation was so not the way it was supposed to be. Just everything got so f***ed, man. If World Peace 2 doesn't come out good, I mean, it's just more I feel more pressure to perform than I ever have in my entire life. The boxing match was pretty serious. Like if I had lost the boxing match, I'd be working at in Petco right now. I'd be like, hey, Jet, you want to hang out later? What are you guys doing? I'd be hanging out with you guys. I'd be, yo, so do you guys want to go? We're gonna smoke some cigarettes. The thing that I did was I was not the best friend that I could have been. It's foolish to think about lost time, but I wish that I had patched things up with Charles sooner. The thing that I am guilty of is not, I should have been kinder. I should have put myself in his shoes more. I don't know. You know, the thing he said about being a nerd, that's true. It's just that I was difficult to work with, and it's not in a crazy way, but just in a way that was too rigid. And I should have realized that to maintain that friendship, I shouldn't have been. I should have been more accommodating, and that's what I wish that I had done. You know, matters of great concern should be treated lightly. Ever think of that? How much trouble do you get yourself into overthinking things where you have no control over the end result anyway? The famous Master 𝐒𝐃, this guy's great, okay? You know him, Master 𝐒𝐃 from the anime, Pokemon. Matters of small concern should be treated seriously. There's a C.S. Lewis quote, but we have to find this and put it on screen, but it's that good and evil have a compounding effect. The small things, they add up.
I remember being extremely bitter. I bought a house when I was young, and I remember being so bitter at my friends. They'd be like, come on. I'm like, you understand. I got a mortgage. And I was just so pissed at everybody all the time.
20 going on 40?
Yeah. Like I've been 40 since I was 18. For real. Like for real.
I think I'm still 4.
Buying a house when you're young is like the young guy's like, I had all this Bitcoin, but, and you're like, so here we go. It's like I took an edible, and it was, if you're also going to tell the edible story, by the way, and I hear that the milligrams are off, if I hear one more and dude, guess what? It wasn't 5 milligrams. It was 170 milligrams.
Did you watch the new Joe Rogan special?
No.
It's one of the jokes.
Does he talk the same thing? Yeah, I don't want to talk about milligrams anymore, man. Just shut up. Literally everybody and their mother has a story about eating too many milligrams.
Too strong, you know.
Yeah, I get it. They're strong. Wow.
Mars.
I like the strong. You were so high. You were seeing things, right? Like how high you were.
Do you think aliens are real?
You swear too much. Don't swear so much. You're basically trying to figure out what the game is and what your role in it is. If you're young, it doesn't necessarily matter that you're broke. It's not the end of the world. Everybody who's young is broke. That's just normal. When people swear, I get the vibes of like a person that works at a post office or a sub shop or something. The type of blue collar people that don't make money. So not trades workers, but just like people that work in a store. Like if you work at Target, if you're stocking shelves at Target, you just swear all the time in your head. And that's why if you don't like swearing, there's like a Redditor type pushback you get from people who their morality's like everything's okay as long as no one's being physically hurt in the moment type thing. So what do you mean I heckin' couldn't fucking swear? At least I'm a fucking heckin' good person. Yeah, don't swear. I think it reads too much like you're hopeless. It's not good. When people who don't speak, when they do speak, it can have the effect of like you immediately can tell that there's like a well of strength or intention that's been building that they haven't necessarily told you about. When they do speak, it just is like It's like a bomb going off or something. The flip side of that is that you can really damage yourself, but also your the way people perceive you by over talking. In today's day and age, with like these just Discord guys and like feminized guys and guys that like socialize too much, you can really f yourself up good by being the guy that has like an opinion on everything. If you're a loser, if you're a lonely ass loser and you associate with other lonely ass losers, death sentence. Find, I don't know, one popular person, find one of those people to just glom onto and do whatever you got to do to make them not horrified and revolted by your presence. And most of that involves shutting up. Don't open your mouth long enough for them to find out that you're, you know, something's wrong with you. That's one of those. He's one of those guys. The people that you associate with can either be the greatest blessing or it can be a completely dangerous curse that fucks you up forever. How about sometimes maybe you should be lonely for a little while, because if you're going to be hanging out with Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris, it's not going to go well. You're going to end up doing some stuff. The thing about blocking him out of the Auto Mile show, I'll pull that up right now. Adult Swim is interested in developing the project known as Auto Mile. We would have to pay you a passive royalty because you were in the pitch meeting. Charles has never seen this, by the way. And I said, they offered me $500 for the, to sign for the whatever on this. I said, how about 50 instead of 500? And then I wrote back, changed my mind, I'll do it for 5, draw up the papers. Please don't put anything sneaky in there that's going to require me reading it multiple times or asking a lawyer to read it. Don't have time for that. That was my response, and that's the last I ever heard from Adult Swim on Auto Mile. And somehow this like up game of telephone, it got back to Charles that I had told them that I was not going to sign or whatever. And it just seems weird how this stuff is like coming together now. So I feel like an extraordinary amount of I shouldn't f this up type vibes, you know. I think it's important for young men to learn to be comfortable with loneliness and with suffering. Not suffering in like a gothic sense. Dealing with shit tests and uncomfortable situations and like problems. The child instinct to run away from that or to avoid it or whatever, I'll do whatever it takes to not have to deal with that. You're worse off in the long run. If you can continue functioning normally through suffering and loneliness, I think that's a sign of strength. And that's something that you want to cultivate. That's like a muscle, a mental muscle you need to work out. So maybe you should just go be more lonely.
I think people that go and try to desperately seek out, I'm lonely, I need friends, or like people like searching for love. I think you need to like really endure the exact opposite for a while before you're like gained access to that.
That's very true.
You can't just go get that.
And you can, and if what you were looking for is love, for example, and you just got it with no hardship, you wouldn't know what to do with it.
Right.
You wouldn't appreciate it. You'd screw it up, and you're not getting it again.
You're not. That was your chance. It's over.
Whoops. The thing that your body craves is not what's going to help you. The way that most people go about fixing that is a path that you shouldn't take.